Hello everyone, all of you, all the students and other people of our society, they also conforming to sociological theory. Today is our discussion is about society and disability person who are the morally marginalized people who are their lifetime and their culture, they also living status and their interaction and various problem in the society, which theory is also produced in the sociological theory in any PG, close to graduate and another MPhil and PhD research line that we have going to confirm about that topics of society and disabled marginalized people of their cultural perspective. We have gone to discuss about the disabled person one, where the only the backward and weaker section of in our society, they are also morely innocent and morely they were very disappointed person who are not take caring their own bones and belly in the society. They also depending their own parents and any other societal people. They were also living their lifetime in low condition, low status. They could not maintain their any kinds of occupation like agriculture, business, and any social affairs of work. They could not employ in the that sector, so they also depending on your society, the morally society also suppressing and exploiting to him in their society. His life is very tearful and crying and shouted life, who are morally going there passing their life with fully emotion and so pathetic, and they cannot fulfill their essential instrument in their life basics needs of food, dress, house, in etc. That type of theory which is produced in our society, that critically morally different sociologists also prescribe in their theory by sociological books, that we going to confirm about that topic sociology and society and disability marginalized people. Government has not taken any initiative for them to make empowerment to in the society to skillful and any kinds of education, health, and any other sector, employment sector. They cannot enter in any kinds of government scheme and government service, mainly the industrial sector, banking sector, any competitive exam, they cannot fulfill that any kinds of question answer by their typical model of problem. They cannot success any kinds of government service in the society that we have critically examined. Government has no tax any kinds of initiative to develop their lifestyle of mainly to encourage their education and health. They were morely suppressing and arranged by the parents people. Morely, they also hitting and beats by the society people. They also make insulted and offense by the different societal people who are passing life collectively in our society. We have seen that critically we can examine obviously in our society that we have government net, that disabled person cannot any tax any initiative about the any kinds of exploitation and rents which he has faced in the society, but because he has no money any kinds of to face their any kinds of problem and any kinds of exploitation here, because of their money they cannot enter to the court and to make auspicious justice for him. They are the typical model of lifestyle and culture. The disabled person also passing their life in economical backer, economical below poverty line, so he cannot do any kinds of industrial sector and any kinds of business sector cannot he enter. So also he cannot enter in the agricultural mode of action, any kinds of occupation in the society. So their life is going to disaster, and they cannot. His life is only damaged and useless in the society. So how can he live in a society? By these types of various exploitation and any kinds of range which is faced in the society, that we can clarify in this theory, which is introduced to any other research sector of MPhil, PhD and PG plus 2 sector. We can examine that type of theory which is published by the different sociologists, the marginalized people, and of different type of marginalized people appear also are the daft or called the lower section of people, or that can the SC, ST, OBC and disability. Those are the mainly marginalized people. Today we are already discussed about the lifestyle and culture of disabled person in our society. That critically we have examined in this theory that the different types of exploitation range is faced in the society. Morally disabled person also depending their own parents to maintain their life, like basic goods of food, dress, and houses, any kinds of basic needs. So the morally the family and parents morally many times they also sneering and abusing to many occasions, and many occasions they also hitting and beating to disabled person in the society. So morally, the at result his life is morally disaster. Government has not taken any kinds of initiative against them to develop their lifestyle. Government also taken a pension scheme 300 rupees. That 300 rupees cannot be maintain their bellies and pants. So also morally deficit life maintaining in their society, that we have critically examined in this way, that government should take more initiative and artificial step for them to develop their lifestyle morely to self-employment, any kinds of government sector giving the government service and industrial sector companies and various tools, they also not giving any kinds of facility to enter the engagement any kinds of company sector. So morely the disabled person were morely defeating the financial weaker section, that he cannot oppose that type of interaction of companies and various government authorities of government servitor, who also cannot giving chance to disabled person in the service sector in the society, that the disabled person cannot objection against this interaction because he has no money to take that types of solution in that problem here also faced in the society. That is the various concept of disabled cultural life who will maintaining in their society, that we briefly discussed in theory. That many thanks to you. Please subscribe and share to sociological theory and like this channel to get update video in this way. Thank you. Jai Hind.